Yeah, there's 3 melee heroes that
as well.
gonna get to fight head on.
Yeah, they've been the lone druid.
Maybe they think like they're missing a 33.
Oh, 33 tied, I believe.
Yeah, let me say it does not feel fun to play tied mid against Queen of Pain. I've done that matchup because like your
No-tail
Kraken
Ember.
shell.
Sorry.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Picked it up, yeah.
And there's no swapping in Dota. If we all know from one TI ago when that was discussed, there's no swapping after you pick.
All right,
Arteezy was right. Game 3, let's go.
Yeah, Arteezy, he knows. He was the one who actually picked the wrong hero in that game too at TI, so.
They stomped that game, right?
Yeah, they won the game even though they picked the wrong heroes.
Fly Clinks.
Yeah, it was Fly Clinks and Arteezy Phoenix.
Who was it against?
I don't. I'll look it up.
Good, I think.
Yeah, I'll bring it up. I'll look it up after this. But yeah, the misclick. But it's a Soxa Phoenix. That's not. It's a offlane Tusk. We saw Boba play that earlier. Sumail Windranger, No-tail Ember, and it is the 33 tied. Why does it feel bad to play against Queen of Pain? Don't you just level Kraken and then?
Because the damage value is not high enough for you to always get rid of her Shadow Strike.
I think it's a good chance. We could see Sumail go mid on Windranger, but at the same time, I thought we were going to see a Gyro mid last game. It didn't happen, so maybe OG's just like, 33, you're fine. You're a high skill player. We'll put you mid.
All right, guys. I hate to ask you this, but who do you favor? I know it's a crazy draft and it's tough, but straight up, is this still a Meepo game? We'll go with that.
Yeah, I favor Bates draft, but I think OG is still going to win.
Blitz, I'm going to be honest. I don't care. You have to, no, I'm just kidding. I do care. You have to, but you know who I really care? What I want to hear about? I want to hear game number 2. I want to hear play-by-play BSJ and analyst Cap break this game down for us.
Well, I tried. Well, I tried.
Prepare for battle.
All right, so in the spirit of swapping roles,
Beast bomb.
play-by-play through the intro.
I would say, in the hopes of me being play-by-play is about the same as the hopes of Bait winning this second game.
Ooh.
Really high.
So you're going to do it, right?
Exactly,
Okay,
exactly,
good.
yeah. Going to game 2, looks like a mid-tie against the Quap, so we were wondering about the lane matchups here. I agree with Blitz. I'm not a huge fan of this, but Windranger carry with a 5-position Ember and a offlane Tusk. So we thought the first game was a bit of a, Battle Cup-esque, little bit of cockiness coming out from OG. Anything can work kind of dream thing here. And then it won. I would say they took that to the next level here. What do you think, Cap?
At what point does this start becoming just rude?
Yeah.
Why you got to do that to Dendi like
It's
that?
like their draft makes sense in regards to, like, as a team, they have team fight, they have pick off, they have wave clear. But in terms of the heroes and what role they're playing, that's a whole nother ballgame that I don't want to discuss any further than just enjoying what's about to be bestowed upon us in the form of Dota content.
All right, well, Bait. They'll get the 2 for 2. Pango Beastmaster versus Ember Spirit and Windranger. As you said, this is the support No-tail Ember Spirit with the headdress and carry Sumail Windranger. Our mid-lane matchup, Dendi Queen of Pain versus 33's Tidehunter. And bottom lane, that's where the Excalibur Meepo is going to be farming up. I'm surprised he's only Platinum tier, to be honest. He's, I thought he was a pretty prolific Meepo player.
Master tier.
Well, he's already started things off right. having 2 CS. I don't know. Well, so how do you think that support Ember Spirit is going to be able to function in this lane? Let's start with that.
Looks like he's zoning so far. I think Beastmaster's just really weak in lane early levels, as the panel mentioned that I believe that already. And you're seeing Ember's kind of bullying him, and it's kind of forcing the support Pango, who's not the most help in lane early on, to drag the creep wave. Notice that he dropped his Orb of Venom on Pangolier to, okay, well, it's already too late, but he dropped it to hit the creeps such that when he re-aggroed the creeps up the cliff, the creeps weren't slowed at all. So that's a first. I thought that was a really cool little thing I just saw, but, you know, Pop-Tart, you're a little too slow there, buddy.
Just throw him under the bus.
I'm just kidding. He's been doing a great job. You know, we're all working long hours, and I'm just giving him crap. But looks like mid lane going about as expected. You know, Dendi just free farming 4 denies. About to have, if he gets all these 11 out of 12 CS to start the first 3 waves, will he get them all? Grant, I know you're watching. Oh, he missed that range.
That one.
It actually looked like he got it.
He missed another one.
Okay, 2 out of 4. That's better than most of the people watching this game, so that's acceptable.
How's Excalibur doing? I feel like this bottom lane is very important. The Tusk Phoenix lane, it sounds pretty oppressive.
Yeah,
but
Phoenix, go ahead.
Well, they just have a Chen in lane, so that solves a lot of things, right?
Absolutely. The mana regen creep seems to be nice. As you see an engagement top. No Tail may be in a little bit of trouble.
Block him in. If they could just get a lucky shot, that's what they do. The shackle shot is not going to stop that kill from happening. First blood for Ghostic, and Sumail's going to be chased away.
Oddly enough, he has shackle as well as power shot on Sumail, so I expect him to be having some mana issues.
Yeah, where's the win run pickup?
Courier? Nice shackle to save the courier, the bait.
Now he
himself,
definitely has mana issues.
Yeah. No Tail actually TPing in and mangoing him, so really embracing the 5 position Ember to its fullest.
33's having a rough one. Even as he tries to max out Kraken Shell, he's having to
power shot top.
funnel regen over and over again.
And Sumail with no win run, absolutely no points in it, level 3.
Okay, gets another lucky shot. The shackle shot doesn't actually last. Neither does the chains, but King R didn't have enough to get that kill anyway.
Symphony of Fails going on in the top lane so far. Misses the last hit as Sumail misses, gets the deny. Okay.
Don't call it fails here, Brian. We call it experimental spell casting.
Gotcha. Miss every shackle you don't throw, Cap.
Indeed. Hey, one upside of the mid-tide hunter, you've got camps nearby to farm. 33 actually stacked up for himself, so similar game plan to his Darkseer.
Worked out last time.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the same idea though. Darkseer is a super low cooldown, run at you kind of hero, while Tide is a long cooldown ultimate based hero. So kind of see how that plays out. Dendi already level 5. On the other hand, 33 not even halfway from level 4 to 5. Is going to potentially stack this large camp. Very nice. Dendi getting the first rune. It is top, protected by King R. Seth looking to go on the bronze bottom. Does catch him with a pretty sick shards if you ask me, and he's going to go down.
Gives him a little taunt action. Doesn't really matter so much so, right? Just because, to be honest, what is Chen really doing in this lane from here on out? Because he doesn't want to take experience, right?
Exactly.
He just wants to distract everybody in that lane so Excalibur can get solo experience and free farm.
And he's spamming the heal creep on Excalibur. 15 heal second. That thing always looks so funny.
Combine that with the Divine. Got yourself a decent little save there. Excalibur is going to be taking a lot of damage on one of his Meepos here. To dive on through, Sox, he needs a couple more shots and they'll get it underneath the tower. Excalibur.
I think they were going to get him, but that's just an overwhelming amount of damage. You can tell Excalibur caught a bit off guard as well.
All that damage, level 2 Fire Spirits and level 2 Tag Team. Kill. Oh, gee, they needed something like because their other lanes not going the hottest, that's for sure. Sox to be found by Dendi, who went in, invaded the enemy jungle, and takes their bounty rune, much like he took Sox's life.
Isn't that exactly what happened last game, where they took the bounty rune and they chased him down and he fed himself to neutral? But that was Tail opposite side, but same idea. As Tidehunter does go down in the mid lane, only level 5 to Dendi's halfway to level 7.
Dyer's middle tower
Good
is
kill
under
there.
attack.
Looking a lot better this game for Bait. They were looking pretty good in the laning stage last game, though.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of transitioning this to the part of the game where the team play really comes into play.
Do you feel like Dendi's in on a hero that will be able to use this advantage better, or is it just about execution of team fights?
I'd say this is exactly the kind of hero that can take over the game, and this is where Quap flourishes. But at the same time, it's going to come down to that map maneuverability and who starts making the smarter moves. As we see Chen going down again, bot. Has ditched the lane, understandably so.
There's nothing to see there. An Icarus dive, an Ice Shards, a poor support. That is always going to be dying. It's just space. Excalibur is busy farming up the jungle. He'll take the stacks that Dendi set up for him. Oh, how nice of you, Dendi.
If that was a core, you'd care about that. So that's some discrimination if I've ever seen it right there.
Hey, being a support player, I know how it
lives
goes.
matter.
You know, being one of those supports, I know my life sometimes doesn't matter.
Damn. Okay, well, 33 does have Ravage now. Will he elect to level it? He does. Going for the Vlad's Rush is a very nice item for Tide. A hero we just don't see very often in the meta right now because he feels underwhelming compared to these other team fighters that when they don't have their ultimate, they feel much more impactful. He doesn't really pressure towers. He doesn't really represent kill threat. He doesn't have a low cooldown stun.
Level 6.
As we see the war.
But what they may not have expected is that Seb to show up, and he does throw out his Walrus Punch to quickly eliminate Ghost Stick. Now to block in King R with that Ice Shards. Seb's doing it all by himself. He just needs another hit, but the Magic Wand, Magic Stick rather, from King R will keep him nice and healthy.
And just going to keep an eye out for what the supports on the side of OG decide to do because the cores are pretty active. While Tide's going to kind of chill in the mid lane like last game, I have to believe. I don't know how long that's going to last when Dendi's level 8 and you're level 6.
Yeah, it feels like, especially with all that burst damage from the Queen of Pain, Kraken Shell may not be enough to protect him at times. He may just get popped.
Yeah, No Tail is stacking up for him, so that's what he's elected to do on 5-position Ember for all those that are about to be studying this replay to ruin their pubs with.
You're saying you're not going to be asking for a 5 Ember?
If No Tail does it in my game, he's welcome to do whatever the heck he wants because he could do it better than anyone else could probably support me normally, so including myself.
Okay.
But if you're nobody else,
Ravage is going to be thrown out. No Tail does manage. Okay, that's a little bit of a chain up of disables, and they needed every second they could get a regen pop by Dendi, and now that's like that gank didn't even happen.
Except for we look at 33 and we see that Ravage saying 133, 132, 131. I believe that is the indication that it did happen. Okay.
It did indeed. But from Dendi's perspective, he's just gonna shrug it off and go to top lane with the smoke from King R. See if they can get a kill. Turn it into a tower. No Tail with no boots. He's actually going to break that smoke on King R, but they've already found their jump. Find a set with the Primal Roar. The Sonic Wave goes out. The Snowball. He already took the damage, though. He's quite low. He will turn around and get the long response. And there's one shot Dendi. They will take him down. They changed it enough to kill the Panko as well. My goodness, that was a lot of damage. They underestimated what this core Tusk could do. LeBron being blocked up by Soxa. Soxa will die, but maybe he's just set up his team to get more kills. As now Ghost Duke's going to be caught in the chains. Body blocked by No Tail. But as soon as he loses track of him, he's not going to get ahead of him again. Ghost is going to have to juke out the shackle and the power shot, neither of which is going to happen.
How does that just not work? I'm sure Bait's thinking the same thing. They got no Ravage, we smoke up, we got this, and then the Tusk just like one-shots the Queen of Pain. She only has 7 armor. So I guess the tag team plus that punch is just overwhelming damage. As you see here, they go on. He's got the bracer. He's a strength hero. He's tanky. Gets the snowball off a bit late, but suddenly Queen of Pain taking those tower shots plus that punch, as mentioned, is just overwhelming damage there. Bait maybe getting baited underneath the tier 1 tower by OG.
And this is how your lead as a Queen of Pain versus nobody in lane, basically, just dwindles away.
Yeah, but they're up by 2,000 gold, and the real breadwinner is Excalibur. topping the net worth charts on a free farming Meepo. One of the scariest heroes in the game with this amount of space. Really the only limitation on Meepo is how much space he's allowed to have, and he is getting all of it. Going for that E-Blade rush.
Yeah, we haven't seen like a smoke up from OG to try and get into that jungle to gank the Meepo or anything.
Pretty tough with their heroes, right?
Yeah, certainly. It was pretty much Seb who'd be the best operator for them, as he's going to try and get a kill on bottom lane anytime anybody's close. That is 700 damage crit, treads, and a bracer.
Yeah, they were just searching in the trees, forced to swashbuckle away, managed to land the snowball before he got his rolling thunder off, and then he just dies to the punch, just like the Queen of Pain. It's almost a one-shot. Mid lane, we do see No Tail, level 7 actually on this 5-position Ember. He gets a lot as 5 when they play these Tusk-type cores as well as Wind Ranger. What is Wind Ranger going? Blade Mail, first item. As he breaks the smoke of LeBron. OG aware that something's afoot. And looks like just a casual rotation on the mid tower. They do have Ravage, and OG will probably fight without Ravage, so I assume they will fight with Ravage.
They've even got Supernova to be used as well. Another great egg protection. Gonna throw it out. Oh, shackle shot on the right-hand side. That's definitely a big pickup if they can get it. King on. Gonna be chased down. Thunder. A chase that catches LeBron as well. A fish punch to the nuts, and he's down. 2 dead inside of bait. And all of a sudden, OG didn't even have to blow any of their big team fight spells. So they can keep going if they want. Ravage, Supernova.
Look at that Tide Hunter damage to the tower. They're wailing on it. No focus fire, so gonna take a little while to be right-clicking this down.
Yeah, maybe it's not even worth the effort at this point. Because they will be back up in a second here, and it may be an opportunity for Bait to go again, or maybe it's an opportunity to use that Ravage. We'll have to see. They're going to go for this Centaur creep first. The Centaur that actually stunned the 2 of them. Dendi, it's a really nice Sonic Wave. It actually has all 5 there. So Supernova, the Rolling Thunder, actually the Rolling Thunder bumps into 33, allowing them to be able to get away from a potential Ravage combo that could have wiped them. Now Bait resetting, going back in. Daring them to jump on him. Sure enough, they respond in kind, quickly blowing him up. Dendi goes into the back line trying to catch somebody, but the courier drifts away. Now Excalibur heal out from. Oh, there goes that Ravage to stop the TP away from Excalibur. He couldn't get out. Ravage even clipping Dendi in the back line. So they're going to keep chasing for LeBron. Well, Dendi tries to get a kill here, still looking for that one pickoff, but have a shackle shot and a deny on Saksa. Dendi will be left with nothing for all of his efforts.
Picks up play by Sumail there. God, am I going to see a carry Wind Ranger with Blade Mail? Is this where all like the randoming for Sumail paid off? And he's probably, you know, just playing carry Wind Ranger. Has the jelly, the Ring of Basilius aura, as well as that level 10 talent coming out, so he's going to be looking good on the mana front.
And this is where having an offlaner pays off. You have a mid that just leaves his lane and goes jungle at level 4 or 5 every time. And it all works out for them. Because now they brought that net worth lead to pretty much nothing.
Is this a legitimate strat to pick like really hard scaling supports? As we see the team fight mid, the Phoenix stun only does catch the Pangolier, so they think Bait that they can take a good engagement with no egg, but as you see here, that Tusk core, man, it hurts. And as Excalibur tries to TP away, he does end up getting ravaged. And with those long cooldowns on cooldown, Bait has decided to go for the Roshan. Will OG contest? That is the question. They seem to be unawares.
Yeah, this is perfect for Bait, especially if they can come out of that Roshan pit and find a kill on a Seb as well. He's going to throw out the Ice Shard, knowing what's happening now, but it's made too late for that. He's got to get the hell out of dodge here. 6-13, Bait to pick up the first Aegis.
33 does get bottom tower, so not all for naught coming from OG there, but definitely exactly what Meepo wants in this game. With the quadruple Wraith Band into Ghost Scepter E-Blade, still top 2 net worths going to Bait, but we see here again, it's just, it is a much more even footing than last game with the support net worths, but yeah, OG's net worth on the supports always seems to be higher based on exactly what you said. They kind of just have 3 pseudo cores that aren't really carries, so.
Tries to brave it, tries to go for the bounty rune right in front of all of Bait. Doesn't get it, but he does have an escape plan in that remnant laid out.
The good old no boots Emperor.
That's a classic.
My favorite.
Right. run around head dressing people.
And it's probably more useful than most supports, Cap.
Shackle, not gonna latch on to anything. Dendi's fine. But he has struggled to be able to get kills in these team fights. They're running out of damage. All these strength tanky heroes causing a bit of disruption. Excalibur, he'll be the man to brave that tier 1 tower until the glyph goes out anyway. He has that Aegis after all. They're a little bit separated though. Blink away from Dendi, gets him. Oh, that's actually going to pull the snowball to the wrong side of that cliff. Seb in some trouble. It's going to be Primal Roared up. King R bouncing around. It's rolling better to make sure there's no other OG heroes that approach.
That was pretty accurate, Seb. You did try, but he blinked away in time. I think No Tail was going for the sleight of fist change. That's what was the call they had, but was a bit late on that. And not landing and taking him out of position. An easy deny coming out. Blinking from Dendi. That's a ballsy move, but looks like it's going to pay off for him. Just get a little extra damage in there. And still a bit of fear. Telling you that you mean business. No Tail serving as a ward. Also more useful than most pub supports.
He sees everything the bait's up to.
He's chilling.
Just because you can see it though doesn't mean that you can stop it.
Is under attack.
He sees the creep army.
I'm gonna head up to that top tier 2. Ravage is up, as is Supernova. Smoking from that high ground.
I think they might have done that on a ward though.
Yeah.
Bait seems to be fully aware of what's going on here.
33 sees a lot of heroes here. He's going to go for one of these Meepos, slowing him down with the gush. On the other side, though, the chain stun going out. The Supernova is out in force. No Tail managed to get away from that kill on a Quap, but Excalibur easily rolled away from that Supernova. Speaking of rolling, King R rolls on through and TP's out. He's making the call they don't want to fight this anymore, and Dendi and Excalibur need to get out. Shackle already used means that Dendi's TP.
He was trying to kill Tidehunter for like 45 seconds. I think the entire time Dendi was dead. He was on the Tidehunter. And somehow still a 3K net worth lead for Bait. I guess that's the buyback on the Tusk really showing itself there. And I don't really know who the real breadwinner of that fight was. Do you know?
Well, I'm going to say with Excalibur dying...
Dendi? Oh, continue.
These embers, well.
Tower is under attack.
That said, OG definitely needs some more convincing fights, because he's just going to get harder and harder to kill. But then again, being a Tidehunter will just start getting more and more damage. No, he's going Blink Dagger.
That's kind of damage. Gets him in position for the damage.
Sure.
He's been getting kited a little bit when they go for the egg. I think being able to blink commit on the egg as well is really important for these fights.
Right.
And double damage on Tusk, probably not going to turn anything. He's going for a Solar Crest, and if that comes out, the physical damage will be relatively overwhelming with the Gush minus armor, the tag team physical damage, the Solar Crest 8 minus armor. That creep just got one-shotted.
Yep. It's 1,200 damage thanks to the DD. Yule Scepter making sure Sumail cannot chase. But bottom lane, maybe that's where they're going to make it go. It's the 2 supports right now. No.
Much more tame game coming out from OG. I guess that's what happens when you're losing by 3,000 net worth. You can only take fights when the opponent really gives them to you. And as of now, it seems to be slightly creeping in favor of Bait, as you have a Meepo that will consume the map of net worth. Is this the Alchemist effect, though? Is Meepo a hero that you can lose with when you're this far ahead? Or what do you think about that, Cap?
I legitimately think this Tide could carry the game, but he's very far away from that.
That's fair enough.
Like, I legitimately, once he gets 25, I think he can. But for now, he's 15. He just got the 25% Anchor Smash damage
85% damage reduction. That Meepo's never removing because it isn't by BKB or meds or anything like that. as Seb, that's a dieback. He's dead for 70, no buyback. They absolutely know that based on the cooldown that he does not have it. And 33, they see him, they ping him. What does that mean, though? Can they do anything to this Tidehunter? At what point can they kill the Tidehunter? Are they considering a Silver Edge on Meepo? Yes, they are. I was about to say, that's probably the go time.
Do you think they should push this tower? I mean, 4 versus 5.
Don't commit too hard, though. They have Phoenix Egg and Tide, so maybe poke the bear, but not, you know, go in its dick.
You could poke the bear, but not the watermelon.
There you go. That works. Well said.
Well, unfortunately, those creeps die so quickly as 33 clears them out. The Fire Spirits.
He is the wall.
Aiding in that. That is the green wall indeed.
Interesting reference there, but I like it. Killing the hawk for the vision. That's actually a pterodactyl. That was kind of cool. I've never seen that one before.
Yeah, he's rocking the new set. All dinosaurs. Prehistoric Age Beastmaster. Looks like he thinks that opportunity. A nice shackle shot. Aim to Ghosting. A chains onto the 2 of them. Primal Roar is going to go down. Ghosting's just going to use that movement speed to try and get the hell out of here, but he's not going to make it so far. He tried to go for a TP. That was ambitious at best. Shackle shot shuts him down.
That Centaur stun almost saved them, I thought, from the Chen there, but turns out that despite seemingly having damage issues, they just don't have damage issues on the side of OG. I think you look at this lineup and the average player would be like, where carry? And I say, all carry. Something like that.
All carry.
Yeah, other than the 5 position Ember, that's now position 8. We barely just the chains.
Is King Arc go for it? You think he'll wait and try and backdoor the tower?
Get it.
Do it, dude. Believe in yourself.
They're not here anymore. No way.
Cuts the creep wave first.
Okay, at the very least, that's probably okay. The creep are threatening the tower now, but 33. He did change directions from that Blink Dagger to the Assault Cuirass. So the minus armor adding on top of that Desolator. The Desolator does apply that minus armor to every hero or unit hit by his Anchor Smash.
And built by Sumail. There's a and he does find LeBron once again. And Bait just don't seem to really be playing around each other too much. They just keep on giving up LeBron. As a result, Sumail does have a godlike spree. They take that away from him, though.
Yeah, and no longer based on net worth at all when it comes to kill, experience, and gold bonus. They will get a lot for Sumail here if they manage to take him down. Does have the axe. So he's pretty damn survivable. Meepo can buy an MKB, so Ags goes a long ways on having a second charge of the win run. And the only way to really kill him, since all they are is Meepo and summons, is to actually catch him either outside of it or lock him down long enough that he can't use a second one. Because I don't think the claw magic damage is enough.
No. I mean, he's sitting at 2k HP. Dendi. Looking at maybe 1,000.
Oh, he actually took the shackle shot. Cool. Out on Sumail. I guess the jelly might have had something to do with that. Maybe the other mana regen talent, since it got nerfed a little while back, is just too mediocre. Soxa working on that axe, 200 gold away. And Roche is up, and it's going to go down fast with that Solar Crest plus tag team, plus Focus Fire. They see it because of the Hawks, so they're ready, but I don't know if you can fight into this time.
You got to get in there soon with the Rolling Thunder if you want to put a stop to this. Here it comes. No tap. He's going to try and charge out here. He's immediately going to be Primal Roared up by Ghosting, but there's no damage to follow up, and all of OG is just streaming out of the pit to go for a fight. 33 gets right on top of Ghosting, who actually does get to be saved by the help of that Ghost. Excalibur, he's going to try and jump away. He's going to be good for now, but LeBron once again getting chased down. He tries to save himself with the Shadow Amulet, but this time they do the Sentry. And I don't know where Ghost Stick. He gets shackled again as Sumail makes sure to net him down. Ghosting's not going anywhere. And from doing Roshan and taking a team fight and then back into Roshan, OG have plans for this 27th minute of the game.
Oh boy.
Are you okay?
Aegis on the Tide. Maybe a bit on this. Oh, he has the Orb of Destruction. Oh my god, that's so value. Minus 11 armor on all of his attacks, as well as a bit of a slow.
20% slow.
Yeah, not irrelevant against heroes like Nepo that will never buy a BKB.
And Aghanim's that is denied as the Courier is now dead for 2.5 minutes. Saksa.
Need every handicap they can get, it looks like, thus far. Down by 6K, but it just does not feel like it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know why, I don't know how, but it does not feel like, based on the way the map's being played, that they are down. It seems really difficult to fight into them at this point. And once that AC goes out on Tide,
Spot him out. They're going to try and pull up Seb as quick as possible. Supernova does go down with the Ravage, but a BKB is already caught by Dendi. Can he do a little bit more damage with the Hellbender? They can. A shackle shot latches one of the Nepo's 33. We've seen how tanky he can be thanks to his lifesteal. And he even has an Aegis, but the rest of his team is leaving him behind. 33. He just wants creeps and towers at this point. He denies him. Outplay.
that's the mid practice, all those denies.
Okay, got him once.
Off guard there.
Can't escape your
Suddenly an AK network lead for the Radiant. Will OG manage to make another series 3 games today? I hate to say OG doing it, but that does feel like that's the case. I don't know about you, Cap.
I won't disagree with you too much.
Okay, will not
BSJ.
disagree, he says. Almost MKB.
There's a lot of
done on
Dendi
Winranger.
fans out there, you know. You gotta.
Well, Dendi with that denied. Oh, we see the Silver Edge. Now, Excalibur, he's looking, but Dendi, or excuse me, Sumail. He's out. He's pretty fast with that uncapped movement speed, but that's a minor investment from Excalibur as he can just poof back to the mid lane.
Taking a tier 2.
I think Seb's got to be the one that's careful, because if he gets caught, they really do lack control of the damage, because that Solar Crest plus tag team is just so much. And every fight that's seemingly gone poor for OG is on the back of him getting initiated on.
Yeah. The potential of bursting somebody down is a lot worse. The damage of focus fire is significantly less.
Yeah, Windranger Tusk is a pretty sick combo if the focus fire with the tag team is in tandem. Does have the MKB done. She's still on Sumail, but they did feed away the Aegis, smoking up even without Ravage. I think they saw that. Yeah, they did. They did have a dire ward on the high ground, so they are aware of this.
You want to fight without Ravage, huh? Well, they might just see an opportunity with Centaur beating up on the Seb. BKB, Sonic Wave, Rolling Thunder. They didn't make sure that Seb is the first to die in the fight once again. And now the Rolling Thunder. He managed to cheese him up, but he's still stuck inside that damage there. Fortunately, the Phoenix Egg is going to blow up, giving him some space here. Ghost Stick, Dendi. Oh, the shot goes out. Ghost Stick throws an axis. Orchid goes out as well, and he's taking down, and he will die eventually. Dendi makes sure that he goes going out the straight. Now the Ravage going down. Excalibur is going to lose his life. The Meepo down, but maybe the rest of they can still clean up this fight if they do manage to kill the Phoenix first. No Tails could be next target for Dendi. Another Orchid is up for him. He doesn't need it for the Ember Spirit, so he can use it on somebody else if he wants to, but first he has to get away from this Tusk. Seb with the buyback effective and making this fight go even for OG, but overall still a net worth going up and up and up for Bait.
He really has to just be more careful on Seb. He's getting chain netted by the Meepo, and he has a BKB queued up, but as long as he's in the fight, despite all the ults not really being used, it doesn't seem to matter if he's dead in terms of damage output. Only 2 fights they've won, are handedly at least, are the ones that he's bought back. And somehow Meepo's still going down. I'm pretty sure during this fight you just wonder how does anything that OG's happen when you're down by this much. It just seems like in most games with most teams against other teams, I would say this game's already over and we're just waiting for the inevitable finish. But somehow it just doesn't feel that way. But we'll see what ends up happening here. Dendi working up the
Don't
Tusk.
get too close, Dendi. Unfortunately, he will not.
Tango dies.
Meanwhile,
Sumail bottom. That MKB does do a lot of damage, and he's queuing up a Satanic on the Windranger, so he will be planning to stand his ground as his approach, and he does take the +1 shackle shot duration, making it a 4.8 second stun. That is a long stun.
on an 8-second cooldown.
Yeah.
That's
What's
pretty
that
impressive.
uptime there, Cap?
Very little. What, 3.2?
Yes, there you go.
We also have a lot more minus armor, because now we have a -5 gush armor. So that's 12 plus another 5 plus another 6 plus another...
From the Orb of Destruction, so 22, 28.
Well, I was going to say 8.
Plus another 8, which is 36 minus armor.
All right, that's a lot of minus armor.
Yeah. That's going to add up pretty quick. Is there any
If
way
they can actually get
more?
that combo, I could see Seth one-shotting somebody.
What about when 33 has level 25?
Oh, I mean, it's just game over.
Yeah.
At that point. I'm like half joking, but I legitimately think I don't know how Meepo wins against this Tidehunter once he gets 25. Oh, tried to go and get a fast blink walrus punch onto Dendi, but Dendi was a bit too fast for that. Dendi, who has a double damage rune in his bottle currently.
Oh boy.
Ghost Sticks pushing the map right now, also has a blink dagger. He's letting his boar and axes do the pushing.
Yeah. This is the best thing they can do. I was going to say when they're behind, but they're just not. So maybe it just feels like they can't fight, right? The Meepo in a tie makes it really awkward. They do try to get the Ember 5 position, but just going to be content to take the tier 2 as OG will trade the top tower. On both sides. The Beastmaster Aura plus summons on one side and the Tidehunter AC plus a bajillion minus armor on the other. And it looks like they're going to try to force OG at the base here on the side of bait. Shovel.
They should be
convert
successful on that.
Cobalt Foreman that you just made. He's actually getting followed. How long does this thing follow you? I
It just keeps following you.
Okay, it stops until it loses vision of yours. So it's like normal creep aggro. What's it do now? Does it wait for...
Sit there.
I'm watching this guy.
You could conceivably block camps with it.
I am... This guy is on my radar. He's at the big camp in the triangle for Dire. There he is.
Pop-Tart's playing the game. There's Waldo right now.
I'll keep everyone posted. Don't worry. Back to the game, though. 13k net worth lead for bait. Foreman on the watch.
-4 second Earthbind cooldown for the Meepo. So prepare to be perma-earthbound.
Perma-earthbound. Does go from 4 to 8, or 8 to 4. I mean, that's pretty significant decrease.
Primal Roar until blink away before any damage could come upon him. Ghost Stick is
that's a
playing.
decently
Scared.
relevant cooldown. And here's bottom. He does have a remnant to join the team.
Swashbuckle trying to get away. Snowball catches up to him. The Rolling Thunder is not going to be happening in time.
So much damage. Quickening Charm on the Tusk as well.
Okay, it's time to go high ground.
Down by 13,000. Very standard stuff going on here.
I feel like Bane might just lose the game here. 13,000 gold leads, but
This is a 10-pick tie. They actually just can't kill this guy. This watermelon.
I mean, they don't have buyback on both Dendi and Excalibur right now, so if they take this fight and lose it, the game's just over.
Do you think OG's even slightly aware that they're down by this much?
I don't know. I have no clue. I don't know what's going on in this game, so I doubt OG does.
The net worth advantage is just a number, I believe is what Dendi once said.
Alright, well, that was a free lane of barracks against a team that had a 13,000 net worth lead.
I would like to know if there's a record for the time a team has just marched into high ground. They didn't like sneak it or split push it. They just marched to high ground. How much they've been down to take a Rax. I'd like to know if we can get Statsman Blitz on there.
I mean, this is where being blind, because surely if Bate saw that number, they'd be like, we take this fight, right? Like, guys, wouldn't it be embarrassing? We just lost the lane of barracks with this large of a net worth lead. But again, they didn't have buybacks, so maybe it wasn't worth the risk. Zeb, he is hungry.
A bit slow there. Gotta call him out on that. But third Roche is up, and there's a refresher shard on that one.
Dear.
Yikers. That's what I believe is the proper term for that one.
Would be very scary.
Do we give it to the Phoenix or the Tidehunter?
I'm sure we give it to
It's going to go by so quick. They want to test this, I think.
shot doesn't stand a chance.
Okay, they gave the refresher shard to Wind hand that off sometime soon. Aegis to Wind Ranger. Refresher shard to the Ember. No, I'm kidding. It's given to the Titan. Got you guys. And we're working on that level 25 for Tide. That's what I think you and I and everyone watching are probably looking forward to.
I swear to God, like I feel like they need to end the game. Like they can't just let this Tidehunter get his level 25, right? But now they're fighting up against an Aegis, so maybe an opportunity missed. Oh, shot in top lane. Dendi, let's see how much damage he takes. 5 seconds done. Raining in. The Gen Heal goes out. The Scythe of Ice. Maybe it saved him, maybe it didn't. Yule Scepter now going down. Sumail slowed down even more. He's got another run. Oh, but if he chases too far.
They're looking for him. The rest of OG has to get here.
Rolling Thunder, they spotted him. Primal Roar out, and Sumail, you went too far, my friend. Now he does have a he does have
two of OG mid, so they know they're not helping him.
There's a wind run charge, but he needs to be able to not be stunned to use it. Push, not quite good enough. A shackle shot doesn't actually land. Skangar taking so much damage. Sumail will definitely die here, but first Skangar's gonna go down. Meanwhile, Scepter doesn't come in time. Meanwhile, over the Roshan pit, how's Excalibur doing against 33? Get all those meeples out. The snowball went to the wrong one, but he throws the ice shards out. There's one meeple that's alone by itself, and he gets solar crested and bombed on. Scythe of Ice goes out onto the ground. Get by that, but the pass goes out just in time. Refresher shard.
Oh, the level 25 Queen of Pain talent.
So close.
I think he would have actually maybe killed them all, honestly.
Oh, when he found Seb too. Perfect. The Hawk goes out, spots him sitting in the trees.
Down for 100 seconds is the Tusk. No buyback on him, buyback on the rest. A bit, I want to say 3-2-2 coming out from OG, but that was questionable stuff. Let's just leave it at that. Aegis and Cheese and Refresher Shard, and they managed to get picked off on 3 different spots on the map.
He did indeed try, Seb, but they have map hacks. They have the Hawk, the Beastmaster. And now you have no buyback, and the rest of your team is going to have to cover for you. And B, you just push into this high ground with a meatball. How adventurous are they going to get here? Are they just going to take one lane of barracks and even things out? Will they try and push from the top lane? After all, with no tier 3.
The Ranger's alive, though. She does a lot of damage.
They haven't used that refresher shard just yet for 33. They can force him back. They'll still keep that double red. Sacrifice goes and a Primal Roar into the back lines. And they're trying to get him. But so is Excalibur. They trade out their team fights. Excalibur buys back. Is he able to get here? Holding chains onto both of them. The shackle. Shackle doesn't latch. Dendi gets a little bit farther away. Can Sumail catch up to him? That was the gem dropped on the ground too. Oh, Jesus.
Suddenly 18k in favor of Bait and 2 lanes of racks. Is this the advantage they need, Cap?
I hope so.
Okay.
I'm sure you want to see game 3 of this wacky series, right?
Do you think OG wants to see a game 3?
I think the way they're playing, maybe they do.
True, very true.
That's not where you want to be. No BKB, only Yules to be able to remove that chains. Fortunately, the fear will help him out, but there's a counter Yules from No Tail that takes away that haste rune. Now he's going to be chained up. Going for that bounty rune. Dendi, where are you going to blink to? He blinks out, but no snowball. He has a blink dagger and a snowball to be able to catch up to him. So Dendi has another blink. He has the essence ring, but the chain goes off. A BKB activated. He's got no HP. 150 HP to be able to work with. No Tail is going to keep chasing him down. 33 on one side. Seb on the other. The ice shard catches him. Okay.
I think the answer is no, Cap.
I don't think Dendi's okay at all.
Okay, he used the tome on time. He's level 24 and a half.
He's got Satanic coming in too.
Please buy your Satanic and do not die 33, because if you do, the game will probably end. We will not get to see the 250 damage out. Going a little bit
Go to the high ground here. The buyback immediately from Dendi. The Rolling Thunder. Supernova goes out, but it's already dead. Excalibur was just left free to swing on it. 33 didn't stop it.
33.
He eats its cheese.
Please.
Okay.
24 and a half for time. Oh my god.
He's just running it. He grabbed the gem. If only he was level 25, maybe he would get out. But Since he's only level 24, much like our Time Hunter friends, he will be repeatedly snowbound.
This is like when you wait in line at the theme park for your favorite ride. You get to the front, and they just have some maintenance problems, and you have to shut it down. You know what I mean, Cap?
Yeah.
I was not.
I've been waiting for this wild ride.
I've been on
start
the wild ride.
close? I don't know.
Oh, he dodged it with the side effects. That was actually pretty sick by no, to be honest with you. He predicted that he's going to blink, and he side effects it ahead of time and dodged the fear. He smokes.
All right, 3 heroes dead with no buyback. 7 net worth lead. BSJ, our bait finally favored here.
Has been slain.
Actually? No, they're almost certainly going to again.
Well, Dota Plus says it's only 77%. I mean, they're just going to hit tier 4.
Yeah, it's actually
It's already over.
yeah. Even if they were to manage to cut the creeps on the side of OG, there's no way.
GG. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, I know you've had times. More Dendi, more no-tail, more OG, more baits, more Dota. That's what you wanted to see. We're going to get just that.